guys, this is Benjamin Smith with Caliber Home Loans. My NMLS number is 372396. Just want to talk today a little bit about buying a short sale or a foreclosure. A lot of people get pretty hot to trot with chasing these down, thinking that you're going to get the deal of the century. But reality is that isn't always the case, and it can bring out some very complicated issues in the loan process itself, specifically related to the appraisal. So let's just talk about that for a second. So here's the issue. All right, a lot of times when you have a short sale or foreclosure, the house has been sitting vacant for some time. A lot of times the house has issues of some form or another. Cosmetic things, electrical problems, maybe the plumbing has been stripped out in a few spots, just stuff, okay? So from a lender's perspective, here's the issue. When we order the appraisal, anything that the appraiser notes on the appraisal that needs to be repaired on the property for the value that they list to exist, those repairs have to be completed. The problem is when you have a bank-owned property, essentially that bank is not, will not, and sometimes cannot spend any money to fix those items. So you're left with this situation where you're trying to determine, okay, well, gosh, I really want to get this house. How do I make this happen? How do I put this together? And here's what comes up. People have it in their head sometimes. Well, I'll just spend some of my money and I'll fix this property. And my opinion on that matter is that's nuts. You're going to spend money on a house you don't own yet, in order to get it to pass the appraisal muster, so to speak. So it's really, really tough. Typically, short sales and foreclosures, they just take a lot of time. Houses has to be in pretty great shape for it to work out. So if you're considering making an offer on one of these properties, really, really do your homework. Make sure that the property, you feel like is really going to pass the appraisal process without repairs being noted on there. If you get past that and the house is in good shape, by all means, everything should work out pretty smoothly along those lines. But again, if there's issues, the appraisal notes, and the lender isn't going to fix them, they're not going to lend on the money until the value is there and those items are fixed. You're not going to want to spend money in a house you don't own, and if the bank isn't going to fix them, then they're just going to be sitting there holding that house for quite some time until they change their policies. So just a heads up on foreclosure short sales, that's the issue. It's a question I get when people are thinking about those most of the time. So just as a side note, that should help you kind of know what you're getting into if you're going to go down that path. Homework that property and how it's going to pass. That's all I got on this subject. Thanks.